Okay, Seattle, Washington. Let's talk about it. All right, it's the first time the mayor came on. Last time we had the governor. The mayor was there at the Capitol, speaking out about the letter that we received from the administration, DOJ, uh, Pam Bondi. Yeah, Pam Bondi, I believe her name. Um, so we know there was a move. Now the mayor in the city of Seattle, the biggest city in the state of Washington, is speaking up. So it's getting serious. DC is almost up. What do you guys think? What's on the radar? Are we coming soon? LA, San Francisco is on the map right now. Um, what do you think? What's going on? We got it. This is a reaction video and a comment opinion piece. Reaction video with opinion. Uh, I want to talk to Washington. On the West Coast, Washington State. I'm talking to Washington. What's going on, and to the nation? Are we ready for this? It seems like the mayor is ready. Let's see what he's got to say.
LA and DC, President Trump says Chicago, New York, and Baltimore are next.
But what's the likelihood Seattle, a sanctuary city, could also make the president's list? Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman brings us her one-on-one interview with Mayor Bruce Harrell as she asked that very question.
I got to sit down with Mayor Bruce Harrell to discuss the potential plan he has already set in place if, in case, the National Guard were to be deployed to the city of Seattle. Again, this is not something that we know will or will not happen for certain. This is just, as he breaks it down, the plan that he has already created in case President Trump were to do this.
We've already initiated 3 lawsuits against the Trump administration. So on advice of our
Let's talk. Our mayor ain't slow. Bruce Harrell's smart. He went to UW. He's an attorney. He's very capable. I think he knows what he sees in DC, what he sees when he comes to Chicago, New York, Boston, LA. Come on, he knows it's coming this way. And we already have a lot of things going on throughout the state of Washington and the surrounding areas. Tacoma just had a spike with the veteran guy that was detained and then put into the detention center here in Tacoma. So our mayor is on top of it, the community is on top of it. We know something's going to come. This President Trump is very motivated, very sticking to his core principles that got him elected, and that the overmajority of American society has wanted support about the immigration. So, and we're very known for immigration in the state of Washington, very popular. So he hits the Capitol first. It's always the Washington Connect. Washington's a powerful report city. Bruce Harrell gonna talk about this. What do you think? You think he's not coming here? Come on, guys. You know better than he's in Portland, Oregon. Come on. He says he's coming. The Board of Czar says he's coming to Seattle and Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington. So come on. The Board of Czar was just in Portland, Oregon a few days ago, a week, 4, 5, 6 days ago. Crept in and supported the ICE agents down there, and they got out. But come on, everything's quiet and smoke and mirrors here. Come on, we're not fools. So the mayor going to talk about this. What do you think he got to say? What's your opinion? Let's listen to what the mayor had to say.
city attorney, we are prepared in advice with the governor and the attorney general. We sort of have a united front on making sure that this president doesn't violate the 10th Amendment, which certainly is a safeguard against federal overreach like we're seeing. So we are ready. And again, we think that the president certainly has no legal basis, no constitutional basis to try to use the National Guard and weaponize it against a city as great as Seattle.
What is the probability of this actually happening? We saw it happen in LA, DC, now Chicago. For residents at home, what's the real possibility there?
I can't second guess the psychology of this president, and so I don't want to put mathematical odds on the probability. What I can put mathematical odds on are that he is super aggressive and quick to violate principles of the Constitution. So we are prepared, and we will fight in every way we can legally. And again, I know that the people who sign up to be a National Guard, I don't think they anticipated being weaponized against a city as great as Seattle, where we have low crime.
I don't think it's been weaponized. Just like I said, this is a reaction video, and I'm gonna give you my opinion piece on top of this because I want the comments to come down below. I don't think it's weaponized, but I always want one word I keep hearing, this overreach thing. What is overreach? It's easy to say words out there. I like respect Bruce Harrell, but I would like to know he's Seattle mayor. A lot of respect. He went to my alma mater, University of Washington, UW. He's a Husky, so I got a lot of respect for him, and go Dogs. But what I have to understand is, what are you talking about? Overreach. I keep hearing it in the media. I think we all Americans know, when you hear a common word being phrase being used, there's a agenda behind that. I don't know what that is. I know this is a president. He's a New Yorker. That's a fact. He pretty much most of his life he was in New York. That's where his foundation is. So he got aggressive, assertive personality. That's New Yorkers. We know that Americans know that type of personality. So besides that, like I said, we don't know the mentality, but what we can do is look at the stats and the figures, and we see everywhere he go, he makes a change. And recently, with what he's doing with the crime surge and bringing in all these special units, federal level, that there has been a positive reaction to this and throughout the community. But there's different stages, so I just want to hear more about what the mayor got to say. I'm curious about this.
Crime rates in all categories, and we are not a lawless, chaotic city. We are a great city on a right trajectory, and so there's certainly no need, factually or legally, to use this kind of tactic by the federal government.
What policy or
I think that's a challenge on that part right there. We are having a lot of concerns with crime here in the cities. It's been going on, Bruce. You're a mayor now. You gotta have certain things, principles you gotta speak on, and this is a beautiful city. Seattle's beautiful, but if you're local, you've been here for over 20, 30, 40 years. You've been over 40 years, 30, at least 30 years. Seattle has did a 180 with the crime rate. People, travelers, visitors. There's a very much a uptick in crime in the city due to the fentanyl that the whole nation is dealing with, drugs and homelessness. We're trying to deal with that too. Unhoused people, people that, when I say homeless, I mean the ones that do not looking for a house, and you have the unhoused, the ones that need homes, and we want to help and get them to homes. We want to help people that do not want homes too. But I think there's other issues, underlying issues that have to be addressed for them particular people. We have nonprofits that work in that space. But what I'm trying to indicate, we got to be honest. There is a very high crime rate here in Washington, in Western Washington, and I can't deny that. So I don't know what the mayor is speaking on. What already he has his talking points. So let's hear more about it. What he had to say.
tools does Seattle have to resist or limit the unwanted federal involvement?
Yeah, I'd say two things. Number one is the courts. The courts are forum by which we will push back against the federal government's overreach, number one. And then number two, from a practical standpoint, I have to give very clear advice to our police department and our first responders, to our community-based organizations, on what a safety net looks like to protect immigrants and refugees and all people who we welcome to the city. So both working with community and using the court system.
Have you had any major conversations?
See, he has to talk about like what he just mentioned, but he went on. He never did touch on that base. We have a problem with the police department. There's a lot of officers have left. We have a down. We're trying to make incentives to get more officers in here. There's a major lack of police officers in the city of Seattle and the greater area of King County. So there is a problem with police department as far as the numbers to cover the population properly. There is a major problem. So he didn't make make any statement about that. And if you have a less the police deter possible crime, there's going to be more crime, and there has been more crime. There's been crime with me, happened to me. There's been harassments, all kind of stuff that happened, and no police wouldn't even come out. But that's just so I've seen if everything's been put into place and everything's been addressed, you will see the numbers rise. But there's reason behind this. That's another political point. I just want to say we do have a problem with this in the Seattle police. Actually, the average officers, do we need more officers out there?
with Chief Sean Barnes about what officers' involvement would or would not be if troops were to be sent to Seattle?
My direction to my Chief Public Safety Officer, Natalie Walton Anderson, is exactly that. Make sure that our police department knows that the enforcement of immigration issues is an exclusive authority of the federal government. And we will comply with the Keep Washington Working Act. And they have very clear directives to be compliant with the state law.
Do you believe that the presence of federal forces would escalate or de-escalate tensions in Seattle?
I think it would definitely escalate tensions. We don't need the National Guard coming here. That is clear. That seems to be a theatrical step that the Trump administration is doing, probably because of their failed policies, their inconsistent tariff policy.
Now, I have a concern with that. I think what we've seen in LA, out there in LA and New York, by the mayor, the governor or the mayor of New York, actually before President Trump did, had National Guard for emergency to come there for a short period of time. They had that there before, and it worked out. This time in LA, what happened, I think there's some controversy there. But what we could see, once left, they still LA, but when they came to Washington State, Washington D.C., the capital, U.S. Capitol, there was a lot of improvements through these processes they have learned and elevated. So I don't think it's a problem with the National Guard. I think the National Guard was used correctly for emergency acts like this in D.C. with the outright crime rate in D.C. I think that was definitely needed, where you could release the tension from off regular Metropolitan Police there, at the Capitol Police there, could go into the areas and deal with local crime instead of being at the Pentagon. At the landmarks and all the little petty crimes around there. If you have National Guard walking around and walking the beat and maintaining that space, and then you got the regular, you got other agents or the FBI and other supporting them, be able to doing the activities as arresting at the Capitol buildings. Now the Metropolitan Police can deal with the wards of DC, the regular citizens, the neighborhoods, because they're lacking hundreds of Metro MPD DC police. So there's a problem with that. So we have seen, if they're used in the correct way, that National Guard does help. We know what the National Guard is made for the military and for like natural disasters and other things of that nature, but also emergency disasters. And it's under the policy. So what we're saying if they're used for is in support and giving more support. And then the mayor of DC just spoke on that. So there is some concern. So to come out with this statement, I'm kind of curious about why our mayor Bruce Harrell have said this. Let's see.
Not bringing the price of items and goods and services down in this country. So we think, again, it's federal overreach, it's bad policy, and we will do everything possible to fight against it.
What is your message to those who are afraid and fear? We're talking about marginalized communities and the immigrant community.
I know firsthand what federal overreach looks like. And what I would say to every community that's living with fear is that we are fighters here. We will use the court system, we'll use our voice, we'll use community-based organizations to protect their rights. Seattle is a phenomenal city, and as an attorney, we know the law here. This mayor knows the law. So we are prepared to fight, we will fight, and we will win.
If you could share.
What, Brother Bruce, you keep saying the overreach, federal overreach. What is, explain federal overreach? Because, you might know it and the people, but every mayor defines federal overreach differently. What is your definition of federal overreach? The question was the marginalized community and the people. How do you support them? I would like to know how you're going to support with the laws and everything. What would you tell the communities about how they could make them more comfortable? The immigrants, the undocumented immigrants, the DACA, all of these immigrants that's here. the illegal immigrants. I gotta say that word because that's a term that's dealing with a certain group of the community. Also, all of these different fashions of the immigrant community. What are you going to tell the people that's married into different families? What are you going to talk to them that's having this fear base? How can you support them? I would like to know that question. And anybody below, leave a comment. I don't think that the mayor has answered that in detail so far. Let's find out if he does answer it, because I think the interviewer is having that kind of question. She's posing her question that way to get that. What would you tell the people that's living in fear?
One message with President Trump, what would you say?
Seattle's a phenomenal city. We are not what his son calls a crap hole. That is offensive on so many levels. We are a great part of this country. We are known for international trade. We are known for innovation. We're known for fighting for climate change. We have some of the smartest scholars here, great university system here. Seattle is a city that should be held up as a model city in this country. Know Seattle. And it is very apparent by the idiotic statements made by your son that you do not know Seattle.
I totally agree with the mayor on that. As far as his definition, defining of the city of Seattle and Washington State, we're a beautiful city. We're the Emerald City. We're a city by the sea. We're a port city. We have international trade. We're phenomenal. It's beautiful, and we're nothing like Seattle, Chicago, all these other New York ain't nothing like Seattle, man. We got the Space Needle, we got the monorail, Seattle monorail, underground railroad, light rail. We got all this beautiful water around us, the Puget Sound. You got Canada right away up there. We got mountains, Mount Rainier. We're the top university. I'm gonna say the top university in the country. The University of Washington, UW, Huskies, public university, and the best one on the West Coast. We're the best in the West, and also I put us up there with Harvard, man. We're a public Ivy. Come on, respect that. I think Bruce Harrell hit on all cylinders on that statement. That makes us feel good. But the reality is this: what are you going to engage the people about? Because everything is pointing due north. Trump is coming. And he made statements. He's coming. He sent us a letter already. His DOJ is sending us a letter and Pam Bondi. So they're coming. But so the community, the immigrant community, need to know what they're going to do. And what he did in D.C., I have to acknowledge is the crime. It was good. That's one of the issues he said he was going to deal with, and he's standing on all cylinders. The president. So there's two opposing forces here. And so what's going to happen? Leave a comment, subscribe below. Let me know what you think. The rest of this, let's listen to what the rest of this news panel have to say. I would like to hear what they got to say. But once again, leave a message below. Let me know what you think. We can't live in La La Land. We've been escaping a lot of what's going on in the nation. A lot of the major cities have been hit hard. L.A., San Francisco, Chicago, New York, D.C. He's in the middle America, Midwest. He's on the East Coast, Boston, Massachusetts. The Boston University got hit hard. They said, 1,500 people got deported, students. Everything's been hit. So come on, Seattle's just sitting in a nice little beautiful spot, and we're like Portland, Maine over here. Ain't nothing been touched us yet. Portland, Oregon's getting dragged. Come on, what's going on? This has been going on. They fighting, but come on, this has been going on majorly. So what do you think is going to happen, man? Seriously, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to get hit. It's going to be hit hard over here. So without further ado, let's hear what they got to say for the last minute or so. I'd like to hear them.
Now, David Hanna, I do want to point out that Mayor Harrell's response there comes as Donald Trump Jr., the president's oldest son, actually called Seattle and Portland, quote, crap hole cities. This was during an interview with Newsmax last week as they discussed the troops' takeover of D.C.
Yeah. So the obvious here is Mayor Harrell's in the middle of a fight to be reelected. What is his opponent saying about this?
Well, I did reach out to Katie Wilson, who, as we know, is in the lead right now.
Okay. Oh, there go another side. See, it's a political move here. Because I haven't heard that much from Bruce Harrell in the media about what's happening on the nation. So is this Bruce Harrell's my guy? I wish him the best. This Katie Wilson person, I don't know that much about him. I'm gonna research this person. Um, yeah, so it's a re-election season. So okay, now I see another connection here. Bruce Harrell, UW, wish you the best. Your opponent, Katie Wilson, I wish you the best. I like competition. Um, you know, I know Bruce Harrell. I don't know him like in a long time relationship, but known him for years. But I spoke to him a few times in person. Uh, so he's a good guy, good man, alumni. I wish him the best, wish him success, and I wish his rival opponent, to give him a run. Strengthen make him flex his muscles. I'm with Bruce Harrell, but make him flex his muscles. Bruce Harrell, you gotta handle that light work. You the mayor, man. You know how to run this city. Let her know, Katie, sit on down a little bit. I got this. I got this. She's in front running right now, but come on, Bruce Harrell, you the man. Let her be known, bro. Let's hear the rest of this.
As of the last check, but so far I haven't heard back. So I guess we're going to stay tuned to what her campaign may say.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of things, you just heard Mayor Harrell talk about how he feels about things and how a lot of Democrats, a lot of Seattleites feel about things, of course. There is always the other side, especially when it comes to sanctuary cities. It is a controversial topic, especially when it comes to, illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants and those who have committed crimes. And that's always an issue that
I like this announcer. We don't hear people speak that out. You can see the one to the left. He kind of leaning back a little bit when she said that a little bit. She said the word illegal. See, that's what I said earlier. The legal community, the immigrant documented, the DACA. These different categories of immigration people, and you got to say that. So I was being a little biased previously, so I'm going to say it because that's fair reporting to you guys, and I want to do a good reaction video on this and be fair. Um, these are categories that's going to be tapped, and so and to this the ICE and Trump administration. So we got to recognize everything. Trump is doing a great thing over in D.C. right now. He's dropping crime. We're gonna see what's happening in Chicago. If he said he's going there, let's see what's going on in Chicago. So let's finish this up. 30 more seconds.
Comes up when we talk about sanctuary cities and why city officials refuse to cooperate with federal officials when it comes to those subset of population in jails. And, so did you discuss that part of things with the mayor? Does he have a say on that?
In general, we spoke a little bit about everything, which of course you can dive more in depth into this full-on interview on our website. But in the meantime, though, is that what we do know that Republicans, they didn't respond directly to this mayor's response, but we have heard from state.
See, I like what the other anchor lady on Fox 13 Seattle stated. She said we haven't really touched this on that. She's like substances on that angle. It was just more like a softball questions, things that we all know, but she didn't go in detail, and that's why I'm trying to go in detail a little more from some of the social media platform to let you guys know, to make you think and help you challenge me. I know I'm gonna touch some nerves on some of the community here in Seattle, Seattleites, Washingtonians, and that's good. That's good because that's good for debate. I would like to hear comments. I don't like one-sided conversations. Leave a comment below, subscribe, like the channel. Let me know what you want to say. You open, it's open platform. Leave a comment below, and if there's this quality comment, I will subscribe to your comment. I will like your comment, and I will respond back. If it's some curse words in there, I'll say please keep the curse words and stuff to yourself. If it touches you emotionally, if you're feeling emotionally, do not comment because you can't think rationally when you're dealing through your emotions first. I would like to have a rational commentary below on this video. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna put this up It's a very interesting topic. Let's see what's everybody talking about in the community. But everything, like I said, everything's pointing due north. And he put it out there, the letter, the whole process, what they did in D.C., what they did in New York, Boston, what they did in L.A., um, what they're doing. So we're like I said earlier, guys, we're up on deck. So like Bruce Harrell said, they're preparing. They know they're coming. So don't know what time, what day, but we know they're coming. And I believe it's going to be before December. So we'll see. It might be next week. We never know. They might drop a couple hundred people off in Chicago and bring the other 1,900 over here to Washington. We never know, or Portland. We never know what's going to move. We'll know the moves. It might be a blitz, like in football. We'll see. Without further ado, leave comments, like, subscribe. This was a good one. Thanks to Mayor coming in Seattle, putting Seattle on the map. Letting them know our mayor stands strong for his beliefs and his principles. Even though if I agree or don't agree, that's my opinion. Like I said, even if I agree or don't agree, that's my opinion. I like Bruce Harrell as mayor, and that's my personal belief, opinion, and I wish him the best. But my own side, I leave it for the comments. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. What you think about this mayor interview.